Hey, what's going on YouTube? MC Seth here, coming at you from the spare room. Today we're going to talk about my design process on Contrado and how it is that I've managed to get so many items up on my store in such a short amount of time. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for those of you who don't know, I'm Joseph, MC Seth, DJ Seth, whatever you want to call me, it's fine. I run the Serial Carnage YouTube channel where I give tips, tricks and tutorials about how to make your print-on-demand business as good as it can be. And today we're going to talk about something that might help you actually bring up the numbers of your items very, very quickly, because it's something that I've been doing since I started on Contrado, and I think it's going to help you quite a lot. So I'm just going to flick you over to my screen so you can see what we're doing, and you'll notice that I'm on the My Products page, and I've created there's a good example here actually. These are just tops and t-shirts and stuff, and when I tend to make an item, say I want to make a t-shirt, I won't just make the one t-shirt. I'll make every single t-shirt and top that is sort of, you know, in that section. And today we're going to do bags, because if you do bags, there's about 30 of them. So, you know, just with a quick couple of hours work, or less than that actually, we'll time it today and see how long it takes me to make these 30 bags, because my design process doesn't just include making the designs and having them up on my store. Immediately as soon as I make the designs, I download all the mock-ups to my hard drive, just so I've got some adverts to make for, say, Facebook or Instagram, and I do one of those every single day. So I'll include a little bit of that on the end of this video. But today we're going to make some bags, because of course you can make 30 bags very, very quickly. And if you're making bags, then it's going to be hard for you to just choose one bag when there's so many available, and they're all such different prices as well. So you're best off making all 30 bags. That's just my opinion. You don't have to. And what I usually do is I usually start with a backpack. That's just by default because it's at the start of the alphabet. So we go into the design, and you can see I've got a lot of uploaded images, but today we're going to be working with this image, I think. Yep, we're going to be working with that one. And I'm just going to make sure that that's auto-sized and in the center. The backpack is very easy to make. See, if you just wanted to make like 100 different styles of backpack, it wouldn't take you very, very long. But I honestly think that the backpack is the best one to start with, because it's got the single piece of artwork, and that's already done. That's ready. So I'm probably going to speed up the process now, so you won't hear me talking, but you'll see exactly what I'm doing here. So what I usually do from here is I'll click the hamburger, that's what I've heard it referred to, and just generate some more designs. Now, in order to generate these designs, I've got to have some reference of how many other bags are there and what are they called, because you have to search for them using this screen here. So what I usually do is I have my my spreadsheet that's a bit of a beast, and you can see it's a bit all over the place, but at the top you can see I've got different sections for the different amounts of items. Some of them only have like 3 or 4, and the bags, you know, they go up to 30. So at the beginning, this is the ones I started with. So I was doing beachwear, which include like swimming costumes, swimming trunks, towels and swim bags and stuff like that. But now I tend to stick to the same category when making stuff, say like jackets, trousers and shorts, dresses and skirts. So today we're going to be working with bags. Where was that? There we are. And you can see as I've added more pieces of artwork, I haven't had a chance to colour them all, so I just keep adding them to the list. And you see I've already hacked away at this bags menu, so I'm going to keep going. And you can see here that, you know, there's you know, only 7 there, but there's a ton here. So yeah, bags is a good place to start if you want to bulk up your catalogue. And you can see they're pretty much in alphabetical order. So this is where I go to I'm just going to fire that onto my other screen just so I can keep a reference to it, and this is where I go to reference all the other items. So I'm going to shut up now and just speed up the video a little bit so you can see what I'm getting at. Now you can see here I've got them all sort of temporarily made. I'm not going to mess about with the designs on this screen because I don't like doing that. So what you'd do from here is just review and confirm them all. Now I'll point out something. I would like to have a review and confirm all button. That would make things a lot quicker on this screen. So Contrado, if you're watching, please put that in the future. And you'll also notice when I made a couple of searches for the bags that I've made in the past, they're not actually there. So one thing I would recommend to do is make all the bags anyway, because like for example, sorry, that's my phone going off there. I'm just gonna delete that. Yeah, so what was I saying? So yeah, make all the bags, because you don't know when they're going to get rid of one of their bags that you made before. Like for example, when I was searching for the kicker toe, it just doesn't exist anymore, and the shell cosmetic or coin purse, it just doesn't exist as well. And that one I made literally a couple of days ago. So you know, things can change very, very quickly. That's why I'd recommend making all the bags. And then once you've done that, just save all the designs. And this will take a minute. It usually takes a tiny bit longer if you've got a ton of items on here like the bags, but it's not that painful really. Right, so now we're back on this screen, and you can see that the laptop bags sold out there, and that will cause a problem that I'll show you as well while you're trying to make them. But what you do from here is we've already gone into the backpack and made that properly. So we'll start with the fanny pack. You would just go up to the hamburger and then click on edit, and you'll be able to choose your colors. Now because we've got a light background, I'm just going to leave it on the cream thread. Actually that would be decent enough. Don't change the material because the customer can do that in the end, and the hardware, the customer can also do that, but I would probably leave this with a gunmetal style design. So there's the front. So what we do, because it's we've based this on the backpack, it's not going to be completely centralized. So what we'll have to auto size that again, and it's very simple. Just click the button there, and you could do the back as well. Now with the front and the back of bags, I like to make it so it's a mirrored version. Now they are working on their mirroring on some of the products. For example, they've got a new link feature which I'll talk about in a future video, but at the moment the best way to mirror something is to click this button over here, and it's not loading very fast today, so I do apologize about that. Click on the mirrored pattern. Now what I would like from Contrado is when you click that button, it automatically mirrors the pattern, but it doesn't do that. What you have to do then is, you see you've got this outline here, you have to shift it along to mirror it, and you'll see what I mean in just a moment. So I'm just clicking along, and this should stop it at the end. Yeah, so it stopped it right at the end, so that is now a mirrored version. It hasn't actually caught up, so I'm just going to press that one more time and flick it backwards, and that should make it catch up. Yeah, there we go. So the back is now opposite to the front, which I kind of like. And the top, again, just add the image. It's really not working very fast today, so I do apologize about that. My computer is getting very, very dated. I built this thing in like 2013, so it has served me well. But anyways, you can see now we've done the 3 sections to the bag. I'm just going to click on the preview and save button. This is nothing new to you guys, and you can see that it looks kind of cool. You know, you can have, I like these 3D views, but they do need to sort them out so they're not so blurry. I mean, look at that zoomed in. If you're a customer on this site and you look at this, and you're just going to think, well, that looks a bit shit, to be fair. So they really need to do something about their 3D images, because some of them do not look very good at all. Anyways, we've done that, so we'll save the design. And is it going to play ball today? Yeah. I'm just going to pause the video so I can answer my phone. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me for that. That was a quite important phone call. I shouldn't have dismissed it in the first place. But you can see we've made the fanny pack now, so that's done. I'll do one more in regular speed, just so you can get a better idea of what we're doing. So we click on the hamburger, we click on edit. We don't choose the material, we leave that to the customer. And then we just, this one's already got the image, but as you can see, it's based on the backpack, so it's not centered correctly. So we just auto size that. And there's 2 auto size buttons, so there's one for the inside and one for the outside. The outside one is the one I mostly use. The inside one brings it too far in some instances. If I press it now, what will it do? Yeah, see, look, it gives me a warning saying it's not covering the whole thing, so I just tend to use that one. And again, with the back, it hasn't actually placed the image on there for us, so we'll just go into images, and luckily it's on the top line, so it doesn't take us that long to find. Oh, wrong one. Oh, it's not working very fast for me, this part of the website. I don't know whether that's my computer or problems at their end, but it's not a big deal. I mean, once you're clicking, yeah. So yeah, again, so mirror the pattern, and like I said, I would like that to just auto mirror, but again, you just click it and move it to the side, just to the end of where you can see the pattern, and that will place it correctly. And with the clutch bag, there's also the satin inside that you can colour as well, so I tend to put the pattern on the inside, just to give a bit of value for money. So you don't want them to just have a plain inside, they can have a coloured inside, and I don't tend to reverse that or mirror that image. I just keep it the same. So again, we just preview and save, and this one's not a 3D item, so it actually looks really good, and I'm really not understanding why they have such bad quality 3D items in some of the cases. The bags, for instance, don't look very good at all. So yeah, we'll save that, that's good. And there we go, so I've done those two. I'm going to go away now and I'll do the rest. Okay, so we're at the laptop bag now. Now I want to show you something. You can see that it's got different options when the product's out of stock, so you can't actually sell the design, not from this screen anyway. And it gives you all of this out of stock. You can't select another option because they're all out of stock. So what you do instead is you make it like normal, so make sure that's sort of centralized, and do the back. Now the back of the laptop bag is slightly different because it doesn't, the back and the front of the bag don't touch each other. There's something in between them, so you don't necessarily have to mirror this item, but I like to anyway. But for this instance, I'm not going to, because I want to show you this part instead, because you can't preview and save the item when it's out of stock for some reason. I think that's really stupid. But you've got this button here where you can press, and it says your old design will be replaced. Are you sure? You just click OK, and it takes you out of the screen. But it doesn't move the item to the top, it keeps it down the bottom. So just bear that in mind when you're making the rest. Back to high speed. Now this is something to point out to the tech team at Contrado. Sometimes this happens. I don't know why it happens. You click save and it doesn't. It just sits there on this, and it can really mess up your progress and make things take double the amount of time. It's something that's been winding me up since the very start. You just cannot save your item. I don't know why. I'm going to try this button. Okay, so it's done it like that, but it's really not helpful when it does that. And that's gone to the top because I initially used the the preview and save button, but yeah, it winds me up when it does that. So if you have that trouble where preview and save just lingers on the same screen, just go back into the edit and click on the save button, or the green save button, and it should sort you right out. Anyway, back to full speed. Okay, that's twice in a row that this has done that now. This has not ever done that twice in a row to me before. So this is going to get really, really frustrating for me. So Contrado team, if you're watching this, please fix this because it's so frustrating. And now you can see with this one, even though I clicked on preview and save and it didn't, it just lingered. And then I went back and save continue. It didn't move to the top. It just stayed where it is. So yeah, you can see where there's problems here, but you know, they are working on this website every day, so you can expect these changes to be addressed in the future, but for now it's just something we're going to have to put up with. Anyway, back to full speed. Okay, 3 fucking times in a row now. This is really starting to do my head in. This wasn't supposed to point out bad features about Contrado, but as you know, in the world of print on demand, every print on demand website has got their flaws, but it just seems that this one is a big hit in the progression sector, because you really cannot continue like very fast if you have to keep going back and then clicking on this button to save your design, you know, and then it's not going to be at the top, or it is going to be at the top. See, I'm just going to carry on. Okie dokie, 4 times in a row is where I draw the fucking line. I'm not doing this. Yeah, this is really starting to do my fucking head in, because it really halts your progress. This is one of the worst things about the Contrado website. You know, they have their problems like everybody else, but they don't seem to. And again, this one didn't move to the top. So I'm going to skip the rest of this part of the video because it's just going to wind me up. And I will come back to you when I've created all these items. Okay, I've decided not to skip because I want to give you as much content as I can. And I've also come across a shell coin purse. I thought I couldn't find this initially. So what I'm going to do from now on is I'm just going to click on the maxi one and change the color to cream. And I'm just going to use the green button. I'm not going to use the preview and save button because it seems to be broken at the moment and it's totally not working. I'm also going to feed Contrado the URL to this video as well, just so they can see what's going on, because it really does halt your progress if you're trying to make lots and lots of things. Because I'm not into fashion or anything like that. I don't know what kind of bags people are after or what bags are trending at the moment. So I kind of have to make them all to see what sells. And also the same with your artwork as well. You don't know what people want at that time and what's going to trend and what isn't. So you kind of have to make everything. And if the website's not going to work in your favor to be able to make everything, then, you know, what's the point, you know? So from now on, I'm just going to use the save your design button. I'm not going to use the preview and save button because it's broken. So we're just going to do it like that. So nothing's going to go to the top. It's all just going to stay here. So that's the last one we made. Now the pochette bag, I like to go into the preview and just have a look to see how it comes across. And you can see that that design is mirrored by the back there, but that one isn't. So we're going to have to change that. So just go into this one here and mirror it. I think it's this one. Yeah, I'm convinced now that the sluggishness is from the website, not my computer, just because of how things have gone since I started this video. So I'll have a look at that now in the preview and see if that's changed when it decides to light up. No, it hasn't. It's changed that one instead. Oh dear. So the center front is on the reverse side, so I kind of did that wrong. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So it's the center front that wants to change, not the center back. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not going to get too stressed out, because at the end of the day, you know, it still works, but I'll just have to deal with this for now. It's not ideal, but there you go. So yeah, I'm going to go into the preview again just so we can see that one, because not every bag's different. If you started why is that there? Oh, there we go. It's finally caught up with itself. Yeah, okay, so I'm not going to press that button because it doesn't work anymore. And we're just going to do things like this. So yeah, back to full speed. Okay, this is another problem that I've come across in the past as well, where it makes the item but it doesn't actually finish making them all. So this, yeah. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So when I put that item up for sale, it's either gonna tell me to fix those designs, which, you know, is another 4 designs that I have to make now. There's no way around that from this screen. I just have to deal with that when that comes. I might be able to edit it and save it again, see if that helps. No, it's just literally broken. Another broken item. I'm definitely going to be forwarding this URL to Contrado, because I've never seen this many problems on the website before, and I just think it comes from them trying to change so many things at the same time, because I've seen so many updates on the website in the past couple of months. Literally there's changes every day, and I think they're honestly missing some things when they change something. And also I forgot to add a couple of bags in, because there's been some new bags released recently as well. So if I just generate a couple more designs based on this leather pouch, say, because we've got the new hobo bags. Which are taking forever as well. This is not a really good promotional video for them, I'll tell you that much, but hopefully it would urge them to get their bloody skates on and fix these issues, because I've had numerous amounts of issues really recently with my banners just disappeared for some reason, and when I go to upload a new banner it just won't have it. That's that one. I think there's one more, but I can't remember what it's called. Oh yes, no, I know what it's called. It's a belt bag. So you can see we've got these 4. Now I forgot to do these. I would have done these with the original designs originally, but I just forgot to do that. So I'm just going to do them now. That was a bit weird. So I'm not going to torture you with the design process. I'm going to speed that up for you again. So let's just do that quickly. Now this is really interesting. This is that new link feature that I told you about earlier. I wasn't going to do it in this video because I didn't think the bags had it, but the curved hobo bag seems to have it. So you can link the front and the back, but unless you're dealing with like a plain image, I'm not sure about that. let's test it. I mean, it's a quick way of adding the artwork to the product, because you don't have to come in here 4 times, you only have to come in here twice, and after you've done it twice you can then unlink them and change them around once the picture's in there. So let me just go into preview and see what this one looks like. Yeah, I'm convinced it's their website that's definitely slowing us down. I mean, yeah, it looks fine. So we'll save that. And that will be the last one. And that's all those bags done. Now, this video time is running at 50 minutes. Now that's ridiculous, and that's only because of the speed that the website's running at the moment. Usually I could click through this all in less than 20 minutes doing these 30 bags. Now I don't know whether that's because I've got so many items on my shop, or whether I've got too many artworks uploaded into my place where I click on the artwork and select them, because I've got over 200 in there. I really don't understand what's going on, but it's really gonna discourage me from hitting my goal, you know, of I'm planning to have 5,000 items. That's my next goal, and if I have to keep going through this torturous process to do it, I don't know how I'm gonna. Anyways, this is not supposed to be a negative video. This is supposed to be a positive video teaching you things. So anyways, that's how to make that. And I don't know whether you noticed when I was making these, if I just go into edit quickly, it would be easier to show you, because there's no way to show you my artwork otherwise. I have another design that's pretty much exactly the same as this design. I've just changed the colors over in Photoshop, so it's like a deeper purpley blue and pink. I'm not going to change that in here, but what I would definitely do, which I'm not going to do on camera, is make all of those items again with that other design on. Now it's a lot simpler when you've already got these made. These are already made now. So now if I wanted to have them all as that other design, all I'd need to do is just go into duplicate each product. You'd have to do it one by one again, because there's no other way of doing that, but that's not a problem. That's just the way it is. And I understand why there's a big difference between sort of RedBubble and Contrado in the upload terms. On RedBubble, you just pick your artwork and then you pick the items that it goes on to. A very simple process. But there is more freedom here, because I can put more than one of these pieces of artwork on at a time per item, so you can mix things around and make new designs out of your existing designs while on the website, so that, you know, there's kind of a trade-off there. But in terms of designing, it does take a lot longer, but the items are much better and they're better quality. So yeah, you've got to weigh it up again. So this is what I would do. I would come into the originals after duplicate. You can see it says duplicate up there, so you know it's going to be a duplicate. And then just click on the replace button, and I would do this on every single item. Yeah, it's a slog, but there's no other way to do it. And if you want your items out there, this is what you're going to have to do. But I would take a pause until these speed issues are fixed, because that will just drive you insane. It's been driving me insane. So now I've never pressed this button, and it's not green for some reason, and I don't know why. So if I try the preview and save button, it's worked. So maybe for some items it's kind of broken on, and you know, they'll need to readjust those. So I'm not going to do the rest of these bags on camera, like I said before, because yeah, that would just take me a hell of a long time with the speed that the site's running on at the moment. But yeah, that's how you'd make those 30 bags. I'm just going to make the 30 others off camera. Right, so the torch is over. I've finally made the second lot. I just basically duplicated every single one of the first ones and just replaced the pictures. It's the easiest way, because it keeps the settings of the material and the other things that you choose, like the metalworks and stuff, so it remembers all those details. It's a lot easier to do it that way. I only had one problem, and that was with the Awana evening bag, and it just it took me a couple of tries to get it saved. That was all. That was the only problem I had during that, but it was just as slow as making the first lot. So yeah, I've counted up the bags and I've noticed that I've only got 34, and I swear there's 35. So what's that? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Yeah, there's 34. So I believe there's one missing, but I'll figure that out at a later date. The next stage would be to actually put them up for sale. And now this is also quite a long-winded process. Let's have a look what we're doing. Edit store info. So you want to make a new collection, and I've got it saved on a piece of on a post-it here. So we want that there, and we're just going to have a small description there, and that's that. But what I do like to do is we want to add some items to this. Now it's quite a long-winded process, I do know that, and for some reason it's scattered everything everywhere, so that's another thing that I have to have a look at. Yeah, it seems like when they make some updates that a lot of things tend to change, and I'm thinking that they may be going unchecked. This could be like due to the coronavirus and the pandemic and stuff, with them having like limited staff and whatnot. So yeah, you can see I've selected 34, and I think there's 35 to be fair, so I've missed one, or I haven't selected all of them properly. No, they're all selected, so proceed. Now you can see it takes you to this screen where you create a product name, a description and a sales copy. I've got some pet peeves with this screen as well, because we know that that's a backpack, and we know now that I've put it in a collection named Marbling Smoke 1. So there should be some system in place that puts that backpack Marbling Smoke 1 in there already, but it doesn't do that. You have to do it yourself. So what I tend to do here, I'm not going to bore you and come up with because it wants you to come up with 70 words, which I would encourage you to do, because they don't have any tags and stuff like that, so there's no way for customers to find your items using tag words on the site. So just use as many keywords and stuff in this description as you can. I'm just going to come up with a description off camera, just so I can show you what I do after that. Okay, so I'll come up with a basic description of the artwork. I tend to not describe the items, because if you go into detail about what this is made of and how big it is, and they decide to change things, you're going to then need to go into all the items that need changing. And if you're like me and have lots and lots of items, that's just going to take forever. So just explain your artwork. You can go into detail about the process you use to make it, or what it is, and the colors and stuff, and just stick to that, because like I said, they can change things without letting you know. So, and you can see here that I've got the word cushions in there because I stole like the format from another item. You can see it up there. I stole it from this Cushions William Morris Golden Bowl Yellow remix, and just changed the whole description, but kept the sort of format, and it's gone over 70 words. So what I'll do now is I'll just copy that and paste that into every single one of these, every single one, because like I said, I'm not describing the items, I'm just describing the artwork. So this could take a minute, so I'm just going to pause that and I'll come back to you at the end. Right, so I've just reached the bottom, and one thing you'll notice is I always put my store name and my name in the description, because you've got no tag words and stuff. Just include those as well, because if people like your work and they, you know, forget that they come to Contrado or Bags of Love to buy your items, they may remember your store name or your name. So it's quite good to remember that. And like I said before, with this thing, now I work from the bottom to the top, because it doesn't fill in this bit automatically when, you know, it's got the writing right here. So I'll just copy that and go over this cushions and put that in there and there. And I'll do that for every single one of these, so I'll be back after I've just done that. Right, and now once you've done that, there's another step. So I usually go space hyphen space and then add in the name of the artwork. This is what I recommend you to do. Like before I writ that in there, it says please include the name of the item followed by the name of the artwork. So that's what I tend to do. And I've got my microphone in the way as well, so that's why things are going a bit slowly. So I'll just do that and then copy the space hyphen and the space and just put that after every single item. Right, so that's that bit done. I tend to not edit the prices, I just leave them at the minimum because everything on it is quite expensive anyway, so I don't want to be that guy who starts pushing the boundaries. I mean, earnings for that is high enough, so I'm happy with that. Now what I'll do is I'll just check that I've got everything filled in and every box is looking okay. And yeah, it pretty much, I haven't forgotten any. But what it wants you to do is to check the content quality on a lot of these, but it will come up with a couple of spelling mistakes because my name and my business name will come up as a spelling mistake. So you can press that if you want to. I would suggest it if you're writing something fresh, but yeah, I've already checked this, so I'm not going to check it on each one. And now is the moment of truth where you save the changes and see how many problems there are. So yeah, because I haven't checked the content quality, it's going to ask me to do that first, but I'm just going to ignore that part and carry on. So you can see, there you go. And this has changed recently as well, so it says 0, and usually it'd say the number of the items you've just put in there, including the number of items that are already in there as well. But it doesn't do that anymore. So I'm just going to wait a second to see how long these take. Now, I've had some problems in the past with these. The longest I've ever waited for something to be approved is like 4 hours, and that was an abnormal time. You can see that one's already gone, it's been approved, so things are working smoothly. So it does take a little while. If you've got, you know, 34 items on there, it's going to take a little while anyway, but you'll see you can't wait on this page forever. These will eventually stop spinning and stop informing you of what's been done and what hasn't been done. So I just tend to leave this and go back to the account and go back to products, and then they're not these ones, they're the ones underneath, so you can see which ones still need to be done, and this tends to update quite quickly. So yeah, we'll just wait for that, and that is all really, and that's your items up for sale. Then you'll see that some of them, they haven't given them the name, but if I was to refresh this page, it would come up like the name of the item, space hyphen space, and then the name of the artwork, just like these ones here. So that's that done. It is a long-winded process, but you've got to do what you've got to do. I mean, these items are fantastic. In the world of print on demand, these are some of the most high-quality items that I've found so far. And I'm really happy with them. I'm really happy with the site overall. Yeah, there are some problems, but hopefully they'll be able to sort those things out in the future. So, I'm not going to keep you for any longer because this video's been long enough, but good luck in your print on demand business. I wish you all the best, and I'll catch you soon.